Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VV OMI Earth 2 update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Everyone check out ETH domain name, and this is not financial advice, ever. So, I guess we'll start off with Earth 2. Pacey had a little bit of a interview the other day with Luke Reed, Tech Circus, saying, what would you say is the biggest challenge Earth 2 is facing right now or in the future? So for Earth 2, I think, again, it is the best looking metaverse out there right now. For right now, will it have competition in the future? Sure, yeah, of course. But I think that even though it looks great, one of the big things that I've seen in the Pokemon community where they say, okay, well, these characters of all these JPEGs, all these NFTs, they have no story, they have no branding, and kind of with Earth 2, yeah, they partner with Mapbox, they partner with Ready Player One, and those are recognizable brands, but they don't really have a lot of IP yet. I think that they will in the future. I think that the IP right now is just what people are going to create on their own, and there'll be some factions of people, hey, I really like this, hey, I really like this, but for the most part, there's no, like VV has Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man and Superman, I think that that might be a barrier in the future, but again, Decentraland and Sandbox, where they really have. Actually, Sandbox does have a couple of good partnerships. That being said, I'll get to the crypto side in a minute, but just to continue on with Earth 2, it is confusing. Like when my friend Jeremy asked a couple months ago, hey, how do you get started in Earth 2? How about can you explain it to me like briefly in a nutshell? It's like, okay, well, you can buy property. And there's different tiers of property that you can buy, and there's different classes of property that you can buy. And depending on which tier or class, you'll be able to generate more jewels or more ether or less ether, and you'll get, there's going to be future stuff in the warring world that hasn't come out yet. And, it's a little confusing. That on top of, all right, you get mentors. What's a mentor? How do you buy these mentors? Okay, well, you could, Essence. How do you do that? And it's like, okay, well, Essence, you really don't want to do, you can, that's an option for payment, you really don't want to now because Essence is going to go to the moon next year. And then you have to slot those with jewels, and it's like, okay, and there's so many different jewels that you can have, and there's crafting of the jewels, and you can use Essence to craft them. It's a lot. It's a lot all at once, and people, I feel like, especially older people, they might just look into it and be like, yeah, I'm not, not about that. I just feel like it's a little confusing. It is an engine building game, but it is things that people are, they might just give up at some point. So I think those are a couple of things that Earth 2 might face in the future. But speaking of Earth 2 and speaking of VV, obviously in VV, we had the Avengers Tower be released last week or 2 weeks ago. And in Earth 2 IO World over on Instagram, they had built an Avengers Tower over in Earth 2, which I thought was great. I thought that was fun. Is it in where New York is? Probably not. I don't see any other buildings there. But again, just one can help the other, and I think that's really interesting. So yeah, OMI. Well, OMI is up a nice 9% in the last 24 hours, which is great. Over 0.009, or I'm sorry, over 0009. There is somebody that has like a $14 million, or not million dollar, 14 million OMI buy order at 0092, 93, whatever. That could get filled. That's pretty interesting. And then you also have a bunch of other cryptos that are up 10, 20. Some cryptos are up over 100%. It's been, why is this happening? I don't know. I mean, you have Gemini that, to my knowledge, has not received that 900 million from Genesis. I don't know, how they're functioning. I've seen no articles on that, on whether they've been paid back or not. The deadline was supposed to be yesterday. Silvergate, however, there have been articles about that saying, okay, yeah, we need $2 billion, and we don't have the Bitcoin to cover it. And okay, well, as a result, they just decided to go and say, yeah, we're going to cut 40% of our workforce, which is a lot, and it's a very bearish sign. But so again, all of these things that probably should be driving the market down, it's really not. You're seeing the market really, really rally, and I get that sometimes the best rallies are in bear markets, and yeah, inflation is down now from where it was last month, when 7.7 down to 7.1. So, but I mean, on the 12th, they might do another rate hike. So who knows how long this will last for. It could sell off at that time. We could get some very positive numbers, and then, it could run. Yeah, I don't know. But that's just what I've been seeing. But shout out to OMI for being up, you know, almost 10% on the day. And we have a tweet from Hal Press saying, now significantly deflationary on a random Sunday, but I thought crypto was dead. And obviously they're talking about Ethereum over there. Reese had retweeted that, so I thought that was cool. Somebody has, in the VV fam, has old school video games like Mortal Kombat, they have Street Fighter, and then they have all the really cool, like America Chavez, She-Hulk, Vader, Batman, and RoboCop all lining up to play, and R2-D2's there for some reason. It's just fun. I just thought that was really cool, and I really, VV Viral made a tweet before saying, you know, everyone watch out, get ready for all these really cool things happening with all the showrooms and all that. And Immutable X had commented, like, we love the VV fam. So I'm really hoping that I think marketing will start fairly soon. There's somebody that commented saying, hey, Randy, still snagging sub 100 little friends, black and white, 5 and counting. And that's a buddy of mine. So there's a good amount of people that are still stacking. And again, sometimes the strangest things. Also, speaking of RoboCop, Paul Barron Network had retweeted, RoboCop NFT is absolutely badass, excuse the language. Christmas came late this year, and they just tweeted out some stuff with that. Akomi retweeted it, thought that was really cool. So one of the games that's going to be able to burn OMI is saying the first pet of the game is a boar named Ichigo. And again, that is the thing, I can never remember the name, Tengoku, I forget, the one that they showed off at DesignerCon. It's really cool. It looks very similar to Castle Crashers. A little pet follows you around. Castle Crashers, for those of you that don't know, was a really good game for Xbox Arcade. Okay, there's been a whole bunch of talk last night about this one particular account that happens to get a lot of ultra low mint numbers or special mint numbers or very low mint numbers, and they're people like, okay, who is this? Is this somebody that is you know, getting special treatment from VV? Are they whitelisted? Again, I don't know for sure, but I'm 99.999% positive that there is no whitelisting for anything. I mean, you could have VV every now and then slide someone a collectible, and you know, that's their decision, it's their choice, you know, it's a private company, but I don't believe there's any whitelistings. And again, I make more content than anyone, and I've gotten, I think, one secret rare, and then one sub 100 low mint. The secret rare happened to be, I think it's one of the Green Goblin comics, and then the other one, the low mint was the number 41 VV logo. Now, for this person, apparently there's been a lot of debate on Twitter. This person, if you take a look at the comics and the collectibles that they're getting these low mints on, it's Nova, and it's New Mutants, and it's another Nova, and Chrysanthemum, Star Wars, Uncanny X-Men. Like, these are not really good high-priced comics. These are not really good, you know, Tarzan of the Apes, you know, Uncanny X-Men again, Marvel Zombies. Like these are not... And then you have a Daredevil as far as collectibles. You have Swamp Thing as far as collectibles. Those did not sell out right away. So this person maybe has gotten a couple grand worth of gems, if you know. And again, these, if there really was a, you know, like malicious intent, or someone that's really hacking or whatever, you wouldn't do it on these things. So there's speculation that people are saying, okay, they're probably only able to do it by feeding, by going on Immutable X, by looking at all the mint numbers that were minted one by one, and then somehow feeding that into a computer randomizer generator and saying, okay, here's the numbers, what's the next numbers most likely to come out, and they could do it that way, because you can't do that when none of these have sold out like right away. So it appears that this person is not doing it for things that are sold out right away. It appears that this person is doing it on things that, and again, it doesn't seem to be any bad, it might not be any bad scripts. It might just be something along the lines of, hey, using math and algorithms in order to go and find out which when you have a higher probability of a lower number to come out. So again, these are all things that did not sell out right away, take a lot of time, and that seems to be what the person is doing. Again, comment down below and correct me if I'm wrong. And speaking of which, you also have Omi the Clown a couple hours ago tweeting, took me about 5 minutes to figure out a vulnerability to achieve this, or at least another one separate from what this user may be using. And then obviously the person said, yeah, I'm not gonna, Omi the Clown says, yeah, I'm not gonna go and I'm not gonna tweet out what it is. And this way everyone can use it. Apparently it's fairly easy if you know how it works, the schema, etc. In the macro and things that might not necessarily affect crypto, but are still interesting anyway, the central bank, the Swiss National Bank posts a record $143 billion loss in 2022. The central bank plunged into the red as falling stock and fixed income markets hit the value of its share and bond portfolio. Rip to that. In other news, we do have Utility Art, the utility Discord link down below, saying it's time to get your OG spot upgraded. We're upgrading OG tier for the first 25 retweets. OG tier 3 will get to OG tier 2. OG tier 2 will get upgraded to OG tier 1, so they happen to do that. They just tweeted that just a little while ago, so go do that if you want. If you're already in, by all means go and retweet that. If you are not in, definitely get in, because it's a fun community. It's exciting. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow.